Hello there, all of you absolutely lovely people. Once again, this is Dax, and today we are going to be discussing your messages from the Animal Spirit Guides. More to the point, your messages from the Animal Spirit Guides Oracle Cards by Stephen D. Farmer. This is one of the first Oracle card decks that I ever picked up. And of course I'm showing you the back of the decks here with the nice design and the crane on here. Not only is this one of the first decks of cards that I picked up, it's also, in my opinion, one of the highest quality. People who work with these cards oftentimes comment on how they can feel the magic radiating off of these cards. Now, I've discussed that in one of my other Oracle card videos, that a lot of that is actually the placebo effect. However, when it comes to magic, when it comes to spirituality, the placebo effect is quite real. Once again, in magic, it's all about believing is seeing, not seeing is believing. Seeing is believing is the materialistic worldview. So if you're going to work with your soul, if you're going to work with magic, it needs to be a believing is seeing scenario. Now, one thing about this deck of cards, you can look at the sides there. This deck of cards does not have the gold leaf bling on it that, say, the fairy cards by Doreen Virtue have. Nevertheless, I would almost say that this deck of cards is more beautiful than the fairy deck of cards, but it's beautiful in a different way. This deck of cards right here is all about animal totems, and because of this, they chose an art design that enhances the animalistic nature of these cards. Once again, you look at the back here. It's a very nature-inspired design. And you look at the front here, that's the dog card right there. And of course, anybody who understands how animal totems work, they know that anytime an animal leaps out at you, that animal totem is trying to talk to you. So dog spirit is trying to connect with somebody who's watching this video right now. But you look at the art style there. It is an intentionally primitive art style. Let's see if we can call up another one here that shows it a little bit more. Here's elk. You see how it's not really a photorealistic art style, but it's not a drawn by a high schooler art style either. The blue heron card here. Everything is designed to enhance the feel of the card's animalistic nature. In addition to the art style, the cards themselves, and you're not going to be able to see what I'm talking about on the camera here. Please listen to my words and let that work on your imagination in order to understand what I'm talking about. But these cards are a very heavy card stock. They're a very thick card stock, and there is a corrugation to the surface. It's a very tight weave. You can't really see it on the camera, but the surface of the cards are corrugated like this from side to side. So there are textural lines running up and down, weaving their way left to right across the card. Another aspect to these cards here is that there is a translucency to the print work. Once again, you won't really be able to see this on camera, but translucency means that you can not necessarily see through it, but you can see into it. For instance, human skin, the skin on your own body, has a translucency to it. When you're looking at your skin, you're not really looking at the surface. You're kind of looking into your body just a little ways. And these cards have that same translucency to them. It's not just ink on the surface of a flat card. It's corrugated, thick cardstock, and the ink work kind of takes you down inside of the card. You're not just looking at the surface. Absolutely lovely, powerful deck of cards. Oh, there's Dog again. Dog is really speaking up right now. Another thing that I wanted to point out about this deck of cards, there's Rattlesnake, is that not all of the cards are physical animals. Let me see if I can find one here that is not a physical animal in here somewhere. Oh, there you are. You were leaping out at me the entire time and I didn't even grab it. There's a unicorn card in this deck. I've discussed on several of my videos the way the planes of existence work. You've got the physical plane and then the astral plane, the mental plane and then the etheric plane, and that creation starts at the top and kind of filters down, and by the time it hits the physical plane, what we observe as creation has occurred. Well, unicorns, whether they have actually existed or not, they do have a spirit totem. And the reason for it is because enough people think about it that the unicorn has emerged as a species on the mental plane, and then these creations slowly drifted down. So whether unicorns actually exist on the physical plane or not, they do have an animal totem. Dinosaurs also have animal totems, although there are not any dinosaurs in this deck. Let's see here, and what does the unicorn card say? It says, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. That is a very good piece of advice. But anyway, once again, Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides, Oracle Card Deck by Stephen D. Farmer. One of the most beautiful decks of cards that I have, but not due to bling. It's just a nice, sturdy, magical deck of cards to look at. Once again, I am Dax. I love you all very much. You are important. Your needs are valid. And the same is also true of everyone else. I'll talk to you tomorrow.